All right, back now here at the KFYR Plus news desk. And the NSA's former top cybersecurity official told Congress last week that the Trump administration's attempts to mass fire probationary federal employees will be devastating for U.S. cybersecurity operations. Have all the layoffs compromised America's national cybersecurity? Well, joining me right now to help better understand the situation is Ted Klauser. He's the CEO of PCA Technology Solutions, a firm that specializes in cybersecurity and data protection. Welcome, Ted. Thank you for your time today.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
You got it. So, Ted, can you explain why the mass firings of probationary federal employees is considered devastating to the U.S. cybersecurity operations?
Well, I think the concern is the unknown, right? Having less people means that we're going to have to lean more into technology. And I guess the biggest question in the unknown is, are we prepared for that? Are we at a position where AI is ready to go to replace these deficits that may come up?
Okay. How vulnerable is the U.S. right now, critical infrastructure to cyber attacks, and what measures are you seeing that are in place to protect it?
I think that anything that's online right now is a risk. And we know that we have nation states that are attempting to attack us. So having less people certainly means we need to double down in what our automation tools look like, what our AI plan is. And we need to be focused on being the leader in AI. I know that China is planning to be the first to AI. We need to beat them. We need to be there first.
With any job, again, these are probationary employees, been on the job less than 1 year. How do probationary employees contribute to the talent pipeline in cybersecurity?
Well, I think they bring knowledge, they bring opportunity, they bring new ideas. In our space, a day, we can see so many changes in one day that can be light years ahead. And so having all of the people available to spread ideas are essential. But again, I can't stress enough that we have to then lean into AI. If the gap is there in cybersecurity, you can't say, well, that is unfortunate. We have to move swiftly, and we have to be prepared that with less people, we have to have a strategy for automation and AI.
How might the loss of these employees affect the ability to respond or even mitigate cyber attacks going forward?
I think that less people simply means that there is less human capital. So we want to lean into technology capital. The resources are there to be able to take what people are doing and say, okay, we've got to speed up our automation. We've got to lean into leveraging robotics and other AI capabilities. We need to be able to do that as we grow and expand. We want to enhance with people, with the knowledge of the human capital. We want to enhance what we can do with the technological capital.
So, in what ways, Ted, do these job changes leave the country more vulnerable to cyber attacks?
I don't necessarily know that it leaves us more vulnerable as a whole, as long as we act swiftly with our new strategies. So again, I just want to go back to the power of AI. I think in 2 to 5 years, AI is going to be a common practice. It's going to be as common as the calculator in all businesses. If you were to bring somebody into your team right now and say, we don't use calculators, you'd lose the majority of the people applying. AI is going to be the same. So I think this just ramps up the importance of having our AI strategy. So I don't necessarily think it is a huge issue, as long as we act swiftly with replacing it with automation and AI.
So, going forward in the not too distant future, as you say, Ted, we're going to be employing AI to help us with cyber attack. Now, wouldn't I guess the bad actors also be employing AI to? So, I mean, it's going to be a battle 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and all they got to do is get it right one time. They got to have their AI better than once.
You're exactly right. We are in a game of automation and AI wars. I think it's very probable that future wars will be more in the cyberspace than they will be in the human space. So again, that's why I don't necessarily see it as a huge damage unless we sit and we do nothing. That unless we sit back and say, well, with less people, we just don't have the ability to do more. No, we have to have the strategy to say, we've got to win the speed and be the first to AI. And we've got to be successful with it. We've got to do things with AI and automation that have never been done before, and we need to do it rapidly.
How does the U.S. compare in cybersecurity staffing to other countries that are facing similar threats?
There's no doubt that there are some staffing increases in other areas. And so again, I think it's important that we look at having the right people doing the right things, and that we are leaning into AI and automation like no other country is. We have got to make it our priority. Yes, we need to have people to do that, but I believe that what we're seeing with AI is that AI can do the jobs of many, and so we've got to double down on our strategy.
How can the private sector support government agencies in maintaining a robust cybersecurity defense?
What a fantastic question. There are many companies in private space that know how to do this well, and I think it would be wise for the government to look at how to best partner with those that are the best of the best in this space and to fill these gaps, instead of just saying we are at a low point. Let's lean into other creative ways to take this to the next level.
Mm-hmm. What do you see as the future of U.S. cybersecurity, considering these staffing changes? You say AI. Is there anything else that that you think is on the horizon?
Well, AI is first and foremost, but partnering with the best of the best. Just like you said, if the governments are leaning into the private sector and bringing in the experts, they can often scale more efficiently and effectively than trying to do it on themselves. Let's make sure that we bring in those that do this every single day, and let's beat this race to AI.
Ted, I want you to help me better understand something. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth issued a directive to U.S. Cyber Command last month to pause planning against Russia, including provocative offensive cyber operations. Can you help me understand why Mr. Hegseth would do that?
I think some of it is going back and looking at our strategies. If in cyber or in the technology world, if we're heading in the wrong direction, we can actually end up there a lot faster. And so it's important to stop and say, okay, we are going to look at this holistically. Let's build our plan and make sure we're headed in the right direction, because just being off a little bit can be very detrimental in the long run. So again, the key is don't pause very long. We can't sit back and do nothing for very long, but I don't think it's abnormal to sit back and say, let's look at the overall strategy and make sure we get it right.
Finally, Ted, what do you see as the most critical challenges for U.S. cybersecurity in coming years?
You said it well. One mistake can be astronomical. And so we are in the defense business. We're also in the offense business, right? We're trying to be there first, but we have to defend every single day. And the attackers will not stop. They will go all out 24/7 with the best of the best. They will use AI and they will attack nonstop. So we have to do our best to be perfect. And that's hard in this space, but we have to have layers. And that's the key, is if we have 7, 10 layers that have to be broken through, you can have some failures in 1 and 2. You just can't have the whole house crumble.
Yeah. Ted Klauser, good talking with you, friend. Awesome. A great insight.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Have a great afternoon.
Thank you so much.
You bet. 1:40 now here at the news desk. Let's take a quick break here at KFYR Plus. We're right back here with the day's top news headlines next.